There was a time when if you wanted a small off-roader, then this, the Suzuki Jimny, was one of your only options. These days, however, there is a lot more competition because the popularity of the SUV, especially small ones, means there is now no shortage of cars that offer chunky 4x4 styling. Sure, not many of them offer four-wheel drive, but most people just want the look rather than the off-roading ability. That's what makes the Jimny very different indeed. You see, this thing might be small, but it is designed with proper off-roading in mind. Not only does it have four-wheel drive, but it also has low-range gears, an old-school ladder frame chassis, and an even older school rigid axle suspension, front and rear. Chuck in the lofty ground clearance and short overhangs, and you've got a car that should, in theory, be able to reach parts that other small soft-roaders cannot reach. This latest version, which is due to go on sale in January 2019, is off to a great start. With its new round headlamps, upright design and bumper-mounted rear light clusters, it looks every inch the baby Mercedes G-Wagon. And that is about as rugged as off-roaders get. Question is, while it may look like a G-Wag, can it pummel the landscape into submission like one? Well, we've come to Frankfurt in Germany to find out. That's why we've decided to start in the Jimny's natural habitat, and believe us when we say that this off-road course isn't for the faint-hearted. We've encountered steep muddy slopes, big boulders to scramble over, deep ruts, and the Jimny has taken it all in its stride. Here's a steep slope that we're going uphill, all sorts of bumps and ruts in it. Dealt with it nice and easy. Is it going to get you as far into the wilderness as a Range Rover or a Jeep? Well, no, but it's going to get you a lot further than your average Renault Captur or Nissan Juke would. The thing is that when a car is so focused on off-roading ability, there's a very real danger that everything goes completely to pot when you put it on a normal road. That was definitely the case with Jimnys of old, which were uncomfortable, uncontrolled, and borderline terrifying at times. Happily, the latest Jimny is a bit better. Yes, there's still a constant tremor through the floor of the car when you're on a surface that's anything less than perfect, but it's not as pronounced as it was before, and potholes don't give you quite the same whack up the backside. So while it's still not as comfortable as a conventional SUV, it's a lot more civilized than existing Jimny owners will be used to. Yes, the handling is still a bit unruly with loads of body roll and very slow steering, but who cares? You don't buy a car like this for its sharpness. Importantly, you do find that the tyres give you loads of grip to keep things secure. The 101 horsepower 1.5 litre petrol engine will be perky enough for most buyers, but it only has 5 gears, so the engine is a bit rowdy at motorway speeds, and the thrashy noise that the engine gives off is more reminiscent of a 3-cylinder engine rather than the 4 it actually has. Interior wise, everything feels solid and reasonably good for quality. The layout is simple, so everything's easy to use, and the big windows give you a decent view out in all directions. However, the steering wheel doesn't adjust for reach, and the narrow cabin means it's easy to bang your arm on the door when you're whirling away at the steering wheel. Space is pretty tight for anyone who has to sit in the back, and there's barely any boot space with the rear seats in place. The boot is a lot bigger when you fold the rear seats down, and you get a perfectly flat load area. In most tangible, quantifiable ways, the Jimny isn't a brilliant car. For the average motorist, it'll be too uncomfortable, too uncultured, too cramped, too noisy, and generally too compromised. If you don't regularly make use of its impressive off-roading ability, then you'd probably be better off with a more conventional small SUV. However, the Jimny has developed an incredibly dedicated following over the years, and that's due pretty much solely to the undeniable honest charm that seeps out of every panel gap. And importantly, the latest car has every ounce of that charm, perhaps more than ever, so the hardcore fans are gonna absolutely love it. One thing that will prove critically important though is the price, and that's something that Suzuki has yet to confirm. It'll need to be aggressive and attainable if the Jimny is going to maintain its cult status. So all you hardcore fans out there, keep your fingers crossed. Tell us what you think of the Jimny by getting in touch using the comments box below. And if you like this video, why not tell us so by hitting that nice little thumbs up symbol. And if you're not already a subscriber to the Autotrader channel, why wouldn't you be? Then why not become one to make sure you never miss an Autotrader video ever again.